Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video, but we're going to talk about Stellar Blade and the campaign to hashtag free Stellar Blade. I guess the game is out now on PS5. Haven't played it yet. I know there's been a lot of discussion about it. A lot of gaming journos very angry about this game existing, and the reviews are coming in and they're like, oh, the game is good. It's just very sexist and misogynist, and also it's racist. Waiting for transphobia, homophobia, and everything else to make its way into it. But as I understand it, what is going on with Stellar Blade was that game journos had access to an early copy of the game, and they started making complaints about the content of the game, and Sony buckled. They changed things that really didn't need change. I think this is a lot of it is in reference to the hard R situation, where there was graffiti of the word R, which I guess is all throughout the game, but it happened to be close to a sign with the letter R. And so gaming journos were like, oh my God, guys, it's racist, because you know what hard R means? Most people think hard R is like a hard R rating, where it's like a step below X, but in modern vernacular, it means something else, right? And you can go Google that and figure it out for yourself. But that led to accusations of the developer being not only sexist, not only misogynistic, but also racist, because that's how they try to sway these game developers to play by the same rules that they think everybody should play by. They're self-inflicted rules. And it works this way in comics too. It works this way in the animation industry. Any creative industry that is kind of locked down, very tight-knit, and in the West, you know, the gaming industry, we've got a handful of gaming journos that have entirely too much power, and influencers that have entirely too much power. And if you don't toe the line, then they will drag you. And I've seen developers get dragged for wrongthink. I've seen developers get dragged for putting out content that they agree with, even though it was like none of their damn business. Buy the game, don't buy the game, whatever. But this is a major release, and it's getting a lot of attention. I think if this game was not getting the massive amount of attention that it's getting, it would have been left alone. It would have been like, oh yeah, it's just a cheesy anime looking, you know, sci-fi action game, whatever. I don't really give a shit. Let's talk about the next whatever. But because it's become one of those things, it's become a rallying cry for some people. It's become a topic of discussion, just like Hogwarts Legacy before it, and so many other games yeah, when people are presented with an alternative to a lot of the DEI-infused games, AAA titles that are coming out, even if the game's not the best game ever, and I can't speak to how good the game is because I haven't played it yet myself, but even if it's not the best game ever, they're going to take the option. Yeah, just to send a message. So we're seeing more and more indie titles blow up because people are tired of Western studios and you know, the sensitivity readers and the self-censorship, and they're backing titles like Stellar Blade and you know, titles like Helldivers, but because of it, you know, we have to try to control the narrative here. So this is Grums, who we've had on the podcast before. Grums, who used to work for Blizzard, worked on World of Warcraft, and who for some reason is censored on Twitter now. Like if you search for Grums, his tag, his username does not come up because he thinks he's being mass flagged by anti-Grums activists. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently there are anti-Grums activists, and they're ass mad that he's going on about Stellar Blade. So he started a campaign to free Stellar Blade, to bring Stellar Blade over here without any censorship whatsoever. And look, they did promise Westerners that we were going to get no censorship. Stellar Blade devs confirmed no censorship in any game version. The Gamer, which is the same publication that went after Hogwarts Legacy, said, you know, it shouldn't be a cause for celebration. We need to censor our games because, you know, it's the gaming industry's job to tell mostly adult players what to think. Stellar Blade update will remove unintentional reference to racist language. So we go from this to this. And again, it was not intentional to the best of my knowledge. But here we are. So Grum says the 8-step plan to free Stellar Blade show them gamers win. Restore the original game to what was promised. And he reached out to the creator of Stellar Blade, who I guess he has a relationship with. While we have had some casual DMs before, I sent him this morning. Launch day is very busy. He will not be in the office for some time. If he is, it's going to be in meetings, so I don't expect to hear back. That's not the point. The point is to get the ball rolling. As I tweet about what we're going to do, you can leave replies, and he will likely see how many there are and read them. Everything we say matters. The goal is change, and this is a different culture. Let's set the tone for what they see. Be polite, be brief, but clear. This is one of the biggest problems, I think, with any kind of like gamer movement or comic book reader movement, or I've seen it time and time again. If you're belligerent to the people that are the decision makers, you're not helping your case. If you threaten them, you're not helping your case. If you can state plainly and clearly why you think things should or shouldn't be a certain way, you're going to go a lot further than making threats or calling people names. Or because honestly, I just tune that shit out. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna. If somebody's gonna sit here and scream at me, even if they're right or potentially right, I'm not gonna listen to them. Yeah, so I think he's right about that. You want to. This is corporate culture. You got to be polite. You can't threaten them. Don't. No black pill replies. Everyone fights. Nobody quits. Step 3, I'm search banned on Twitter like a not safe for work tag artist skit, even though I don't post not safe for work content. Yeah, Twitter's kind of become just like everything else. It's become kind of an AI hellscape, and they're just kind of relying on AI to ban accounts willy-nilly. But yeah, I noticed that the other day that he was not coming up. This is likely to anti-Grum's forces. Can you believe there are people mobilizing to take down like one developer, one guy who used to work for Blizzard? But it's because he knows people, right? It's because he actually worked in the industry. If he was just some rando on YouTube screaming about things, they probably wouldn't pay much attention to him. But because he is who he is and he has the connections he has, they're going out of their way to try to shut him up. Yes, limits people searching for my tweets. Help me get exit and support to reverse it. Keep tweeting this at them to make them aware. For now, only direct links to my Twitter will work. You have to post the link when you start spraying the battle plan. Autocomplete to tag me won't work. Yeah, I did notice that myself this morning. I was like, what the hell is going on? Step 4, contact shift up offices. To be most effective, you need to mail a physical letter. Yeah. So overseas, that means more than tweeting or emails or whatever. Like I know when they were trying to bring Fruits Basket back, they had a campaign. I think Funimation organized a campaign to send paper cranes because it showed that people were actually invested in the show. But it was a cultural thing. They're like, how much time did it take? If you actually sit down to write a letter, that means more than just firing off an angry tweet. Okay, you can email too. Send it to shift. Okay. But yeah, Asian cultures are different, and tone and physical mail carries more weight than emails. Yes, I do know that much. MMO companies there even have centers customers can visit. The message, your game is more than a game. It's a cultural beacon worldwide for change in AAA gaming. You have our support. Please reverse the changes and show us the game uncensored. Step 5, Sony North America and PlayStation, Sony's different North America offices, are very sensitive to social media. Yes, they're in, I think they're in California. You need to post them, tag them, and get free Stellar Blade trending. There's also a double standard. Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate 3, post comparison images with those in other games that Sony also rates mature. Highlight it, get trending. Yeah, it is interesting. You can have pretty much uncensored sex in Baldur's Gate 3. Cyberpunk, you can, I think, customize your genitalia. And there's some other games that are very, I mean, you're having sex in The Last of Us, you know what I'm saying? But you can't, but you have to censor Stellar Blade. Can't have the skin suit or the hard R. Boycott, but boycott the right target. We're also going to support Stellar Blade. Send the real target, Sony, a message. Cancel your PlayStation Plus subscription. Ouch. Step 7, the petition I made to free Stellar Blade is up. which I'm going to read that here. Contact YouTubers. Well, too late. Send them this thread. Get the word out. This plan won't work. We should just cancel and go home. Sorry, you're wrong. I've used it before and I've won. He said you led the change to bring WoW Classic back. So yeah, petitions do work. He said he petitioned Blizzard and he got it back. You might want to watch this before you go and jump to conclusions, grums, and start boycotting, complain for all the wrong reasons by blaming others, which it didn't involve. Revert the changes to no blood and less revealing outfits as they reduce the authenticity and joy from the game you made. Yeah, so they are, apparently the changes are a lot more extensive than just the hard R. So this is the petition. You can find it. It's on change.org. But for reasons unknown, the game was censored. Changes were made. What we received after our good faith purchase was not the same as advertised. I mean, to be fair, Sony is going back and they are making changes to 20-year-old or pushing Square Enix to make changes to like 20-year-old Final Fantasy games. You know, agree with the decision, don't not agree with the decision, whatever. But like the summons, they've made changes to the graphics. They've made changes to them. Sometimes they've made changes to the language. I know there was an instance in Chrono Cross, one of the younger characters. They made some changes to her so it wasn't as creepy. And again, you can have your opinion about that, but the fact is they're willing to go back and make changes to old games to get them on the PlayStation Store or whatever. So I don't know exactly where the censorship is. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm thinking it's probably with Sony. Everything I've seen seems to indicate Sony is censor happy. But if you want to support this, go out to change.org and see if you can find Grums on Twitter. And you'll have to tell me how Stellar Blade is if you do buy it, because I have not played it yet. But I am morbidly curious. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.